Hello guys, here's a video for the reminder of the lessons that are going to be included in the quiz that's going to happen Friday. Another reminder that this Friday we're not going to have any homework session. Usually we have after each 5 sessions, and it's going to be Friday after the 5th session, which will be Friday. Normally that 6th session will be made for the homework, but unfortunately this time we're going to have a quiz. So I'm just going to give you a quick reminder about the lessons that are going to be included. So the lesson, so we're going to have rounding. Let me make it a little bit more thick. So rounding. So we're going to have 1B, rounding, 1C, 1D, 1E, and then we will have 2A. Let me check. Normally I put them in the agenda, which is here: 1B, 1C, 1D, 1E, and then 2B, not 2A. 2B, exactly. There's no mental strategies. We deleted this one since we did it together, but it's not going to be included in the quiz. So 2B. So remember, it's going to be 1B, 1C, 1D, and then 2B. Now we're going to have a quick revision for you. Where are we now? 1B, rounding. Rounding, as many as of you, I checked last time with you in the sessions. Many of you know this one. This one is so easy for you. For example, let's take this number. If you want to round, here they ask for 4 digits, but I'm going to take 5 digits. Whatever. You have nearest of hundreds, a nearest of 1,000. You have the nearest of 10,000. So all these nearests, I'm gonna erase all of it. I want to erase one by one. Whatever. I'll do my best. So let's say you have, for example, 52,379, and then we're going to ask you to have to round this number to the 1,000, for example, or to the 10,000. So the nearest 10,000. I'm going to check where is the 10,000. The 10,000 is this one. This is the number 10,000. And then if you're going to round it, you don't need to look for the 10,000. You have to look for the number before the 10,000. And then you will check if it's 5 and more. If it's 5 and more, you add +1 to that 5, to the 10,000 place value. If it's less than 5, 4 and less, you keep it as it is, and you replace the whole numbers after the 10,000 by zeros. In this case, we have 2, which is less than 5. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, which is less. Then you're going to write the number as it is. You're not going to change 5, and the rest you write them as zeros. So it's nearest to 50,000. If the number was 5 and more, it will be 60,000. Example. Now here he's telling you to choose many. We did it this one. I think you should go back to your book and you find it. And then you choose here the nearest to the 10. So choose as many numbers as you can with 4 digits. And then you're going to here place them, and then you're going to order them from biggest to smallest. Or as this sign is showing, from smallest to biggest. This sign makes small, so the number here is going to be small. The number here is going to be the biggest number. And then here you have a number line. You're going to choose a number, for example, in this case 7,362, which is, by the way, closest to the 7,500. But we don't say 7,500. It depends on which number are you rounding into. If you're rounding to the thousands, it's nearest to the 7,000. because we have 7,362. If you round it to the thousands, the previous number is 3, which is less than 5. So it's nearest to the 7,000. Let's take another number, for example. Let's take 3,462. It's almost 62, whatever. It's just an example. So this number, as you see, this number is located between 3,000 and 4,000, which is the next value. Small, big. Let's write here 3,000 and here 4,000. So in between, of course, it's going to be 3,500, and then this number is 462. So it's somewhere in here. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to be here after 4 because we have 462. So the number is going to be here. And look, notice that it's smaller than 3,500, which is closest to 3,000. To 3,000 closest, or the nearest. So none of this matters since we did it before. Also, pay attention that sometimes many of you did not know this and they don't read. I don't know. But here, there's a huge guide that's going to be beneficial for you. Sometimes you have problem with any exercise. You come back to this one. You find some guide in here. Alright. This one, it keeps doing the rounding the numbers to the average attendance, to the nearest 1,000. And moving on. This one we did it. You just read how many is the thermometer, what is showing, how many the fall, how many the... This one you're going to color it to the needed degree that is shown here. For example, you have -2 degrees, and then you just have to show it. You just have to do this. For example, let's take an example. Draw temperatures on the thermometers below, and then I'm going to say, for example, take any city, for example. I choose 3 cities around the world. Use the internet to find the average temperature to each city. Let's say, for example, whatever. Let's say, I don't know. For example, now in Turkey, in Istanbul, let's say it's 23 degrees. And you need to come here and show the 23 degrees. So I'm going to come here and check 1, 2, 3. 3 is going to be here. And then you need to color this one. Color it with red. Just to show where's the 23. Example. And then choose another city, go to internet and find how many and just show it. Alright, the interesting topic. Here, what is the difference between the years that you have done before and now? Now we have done, if you remember, the only thing that it's really you should pay attention to is when you have a successive signs. Successive signs. For example, last year you have been doing only normal numbers, which is, for example, -4 +2, and then if you say if they are different, so I'm just going to subtract, and the biggest takes it, which is -2 here. And then you have, for example, 8 -3. Here we see that 8 is bigger, which is positive. The answer is going to be positive something, and then I'm going to subtract them, and the sign is going to be positive. 8 -3 is 5. But this year particularly, you will have also multiplication. That's why it's a little bit complicated. In major cases, usually I begin with multiplication. I don't begin with addition, because that explains a lot for signs, and that doesn't make you confused. For example, now what's the difference? The difference is like this. Sometimes you will have -3, but usually I don't say minus, to be honest. I say negative when the minus here, the sign of negative is isolated like this. Then I say minus because the operation is minus, and then I say again the negative, the number negative. Let's say, for example, here 4. So you're going to read it -3 minus -4. -3 is already a number by itself. So that's the mistake. You shouldn't touch it. This is a number by itself. And the other number here is -4. So we have the operation subtraction, but both numbers are negative. See the trick? But what you're going to do now, this is the difference. The difference is when you have this kind of particular situation, which is negative and minus, so 2 negative signs. And then what did I say last time? If you have these kind of signs, which is negative, negative, same signs, it's positive. positive, positive, it's positive. But whatever, when the sign is different, the answer is going to be always negative. So here, same sign. Here, different sign. Get me? When different sign, it gives you always negative. But what in the same sign, no matter what, positive or negative, it gives you positive. So let's answer this one. So again, negative 3 minus negative 4, it gives you, so I'm going to change this, switch this. You have negative, negative. So negative, negative, the same thing. It's going to turn into positive. Don't touch the negative of the first number. It's isolated. It has nothing to do with anything. Negative 3 plus 4. And then it comes back to the operations you've been doing before in grade 5 or grade 4. So the biggest here is the positive. So the sign is going to be positive, and then I'm going to put in a mental calculation, which is 4 minus 3, subtraction. The answer is 1, positive 1. Another example. Let's say you have minus 5 or negative 5 minus negative 3. So negative 5 minus negative, which is this case also, it turns to positive, negative 5 plus 3. And then the biggest here is in the negative sign. Imagine, so some people were going to ask me, why are we doing this? Let's say negative group and positive group. And then I'm gonna do this. Imagine this as number of small balls, for example. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Here we have only 3. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm gonna color them. Let's say these ones are green. And these ones are whatever, red. So now, since we have different colors, each green ball is going to eliminate a red ball with it, because they are positive and negative. So we say in math, negative 1 plus 1 is 0. It's like 1 minus 1, the same thing. It's always 0. Any number with the same value with different sign equal to 0. Always. So each ball will eliminate the other one. So a green ball is going to eliminate one red ball. The second one, eliminate the second one from here. A third one, eliminate a third one here. How much is the answer? The answer here in the negative sign, in the negative. So the answer is going to be negative because the rest are negative. Negative 2 ball, negative 2. Hopefully you understood this one. Just pay attention of negative negative or negative minus negative. So if it's positive number, that's going to be so easy for you. Alright, 1D. We finished 1C, 1D, B, C, D, E. Here you're going to find numbers of 7 digits. Pick 7 cards from, always we pick from 0 to 9. And then pick a number, 7 cards, which is numbers, a number of 7 digits. Make 9 different 7 digits. If you remember, we did this one. For example, 3, 7, 8, 4, 1, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, the first one. And then just scramble the numbers, switch between them. For example, put here 8, 7, 3, 5, 6, 1, whatever. Put 4 in the end. And then you keep going and make 9 of them. 1, 2, make 9 of them. Choose 9 numbers. And then you have a last one here. And then you're going to write the numbers here, 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 here. And then you write them in words. For example, the first one is 3,784,165. You have to write it here. 8,735,614. You have to write it here in words. Put the numbers here, as we did. And then sometimes you find the guide here. Always remember. And then you read if we put them. And then in the end you will order them from biggest to smallest, I think. Here use the same digits to make 5 2-digit negative numbers. Just use the same digit but different numbers. And then write them in order from smallest to largest. You're going to choose 5 numbers. I think make 5 2-digit negative numbers. So put, for example, negative 23. He said 2 digits, and then 5 of them. Negative 23, negative 16, negative 34, whatever. Negative. Remember that the most biggest number in negative is the smallest. But for example, negative 16 is bigger than negative 34. Negative 23 is smallest than negative 16. So negative 16 here is the biggest. And let's say, for example, here you have negative 91. Still, even if it's 91, this is the smallest. The biggest in number because it's negative. It's backward, remember. And then you're going to put them here. So the smallest here is negative 91. And then I'm going to put negative 34. Negative 23. Negative 16. And then find some smallest one, for example, negative 11, whatever, negative 10. Alright, let's go. And then 1D. Here you compare between the countries. You have here, for example, 356,991 to 1,078,938, 285,000, 3,473,730. And then here you have many countries. You're going to put them here, these numbers here, 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 and here. And then you're going to write the highest in here. And then you check if it's millions. Then we're going to check what's the biggest million I have here. Here I have 1 million, 2 million, 2 million, 2 million, 3 million. So this is the biggest one, Uruguay. This is the highest. And then the lowest is the smallest one, which doesn't have million even, thousands. So I'm going to check the 1,000. This is the smallest one because it has 285,000. Oh, no, there's much more less than it. It's this one, much smaller, which is 100,000, 103,036. Then put this the lowest. And number 3, you have some degrees, but careful, some of them are more coldest in negative number, here in degrees Celsius, here in positive number, it's hot. You're gonna now, these are the temperatures. We did this one, we did all of these ones. And then here we have number pairs using the place value. Here we're gonna pair them. If you remember, pair to 100. And then here you have the guide in here and how to pair to 100. Remember that number that you give, for example, you say 33. What's the missing number to become 100 from 33? And then I'm going to check, okay, since I have 33, I'm going to forget about the 3. So 70. 70 is missing from 30. But if I also take 3 from 70, the rest is 67. And then I'm going to divide all of them by 100 because also to tens. So it's going to be 3.3. plus 6.7, if you remember we did it in the board, 10, and then I'm going to divide also by 10 to pair to 1, because here we're going to pair to 10, pair to 100, pair to 10, and then pair to 1. If I want to pair to 1, I need to divide also by another 10, which is 0.33 plus 0.67, and then it gives me 1. 10 divided by 10 is 1. And then you write the number, pair it to 100, pair it to 10, pair it to 1. You have them. So here you're going to write the same numbers here, and then you pair them into 1, into 10, into hundreds, the same thing. The number and place value, this one, just jump it, no need. This one particularly is a little bit interesting if you want. If you remember, we did this one. Here we solved it, remember, this one minus 32. If you remember, we did this. This, and this. And then here we said you have 30 degrees, if I remember. I didn't calculate, but I think it's 30 degrees. Yeah, 30 degrees. Here you're going to write it in numbers. Here you just, what is the value of 3? 3 is thousands. And just check your notebook. We did it again. Here you're going to write the extended form. This one is called the extended form. Extended form, where you're going to show you hundreds, thousands, 100,000, 10,000, 100, tens, and ones. Here, remember that you're going to add, when they say what number is 200,000 more than this one, it means we're going to add them. We're going to add this one to this one. Add it and give here the answer how much. Remember this one. Here, you just multiply, add the zeros to the number. So easy. Alright, the rest you know. 2a, I'm not going to do it. It's not going to fall into the quiz. However, you can go back to the lesson. Divisibility, remember that what we did, if it's divisible by 2, it should be ending by if last digits, remember last digits are 0, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. And then if it's 3, the sum of the digits divisible by 3, sum digits divisible by 3. If it's 4, we did a certain 2 last digits should be divisible by 4, and then by 5, by 6, by 7. 7 we skipped it. 8, 9, and 10. Remember, here you just have to calculate how many is the multiplication, and 2b is the last one. Here, the mental. Remember here, 3 times 0.25 is like saying 0.25 times 3, and then you can forget about the decimal. In the end, you put it. 5 times 3 is 25. 2 times 3 is 3, and then plus 2. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 plus 2, 2 times 3 is 5. 5 plus 2 is 7. And then in the end, you choose, because you have here 1 digit, 2 digits, and dot, 1 digit, 2 digit, and dot, it's 0.75. If you want to escape this one, which is so easy, put 0.25 plus 0.25 plus 0.25, and then in the end you find out it's 0.75, and you put it here, 0.75. So I'm not going to solve this one, we did it. For some of you, you need to be careful about the multiplication table. This one, the same thing, we did it. When you have always zeros, put 2 0, and then 1 times 2 is 2. 25 times 20, put the 2 times 25 gives you 50, and the 0 for 500. 30 times 20, put 2 zeros, and then 3 times 2 is 6. Whatever, and you keep going, just like we did it last time. This one we did it, as I remember. This one also we did it, the same thing, the same method from here. Just follow the guide in here. This time you're going to divide. Complete this diagram. And this is the end. Okay guys, if you have any questions. So we have, I think, 2 lessons. Tomorrow is Thursday. Still we have 2 lessons, you can ask me about it. Yalla, wish you good luck. Take care of yourselves.